I'd like to begin my address by sharing, in fact, consolidating what the Director General of the MRA said. The Prime Minister has declared 2026 as the year of the economy. What does this mean to the public? My humble submission is that it means that our mission 2026 is to create jobs and to drive inclusive growth. By inclusive growth, I mean better healthcare, lower cost of living, better quality of life, freedom from drugs, freedom from illicit funds. This is what we mean by inclusion. And I'm very happy that the MRA and entire institutions of Mauritius, as Team Mauritius, we are focused on driving that mission 2026, the year of the economy. In 2025, we managed to stabilize the economy. And I'll give you 3 or 4 facts to illustrate my point. Economic growth rate is at about 3.2%. It's expected to grow further. Our gross international reserves are over $10 billion. Gross tourism earnings are expected to exceed 100 billion rupees, and inflation is constant at about 3.6, 3.7%. In terms of the economy, in terms of these economic indicators, our mission 2026 is to better these economic indicators. And this is where the MRA Customs has a very important role to play. My understanding is that the customs is responsible for security, trade, and revenue. When we speak about security, you have drugs, the fight against drugs, the relentless fight against drugs, the relentless fight against illicit money. Trade, I'll come to that in a minute, and revenue. Of course, now I understand through the Director General that the MRA contributes over 90% to the consolidated fund, and I think you should increase that contribution. Mauritius is a small country. We are only about 1.4 million people. And for one moment, I'd like to take you to India. It's the 26th of January today. It's their 77th Republic Day. Best wishes to them on behalf of the government and the MRA. And India is talking on this day about expanding its market. It's already a country of 1.4 billion people. And through a historical trade agreement with the European Union, India is proposing to increase its market to 2 billion people. This is the direction in which huge countries with huge numbers are going. And we have to do the same in Mauritius. We are only 1.4 million people. We have to increase our market. We have an opportunity to increase our market. It's not that we don't have it. Africa is next door. It's a continent of 1.4 billion people. But it's just not sufficient to say that we have an Africa strategy, that we are part of Africa. Actions are required. And one of the actions that we need to do is to improve connectivity with Africa. And I look at Mr. Maurice Allette, the chairperson of the port. I think the port has a very important role to improve connectivity with Africa. Of course, the government is looking into that because for the government, the port connectivity is the key force multiplier to catalyze our economy and deliver on our mission 2026. At the port level, I would suggest if we could, I'm making a request to you, Chairperson, if you could double your traffic in the next 10 years. We need to be ambitious. That's the only way that will deliver on the Prime Minister's promise. Now, speaking on figures, I've been made to understand that as per the last performance reports, the MRA Customs ranked about 90 out of 130 countries. And in my last year's address, I said that let's set a target to be in the top 50% by the end of our mandate. So that's my second request to today, one to the port and the second one to the MRA. Having said that, I'll take this opportunity today to address specifically the men and women in uniform. I salute you. You are true patriots at the service of this country. And while I was sitting there, I hope I have it, I remembered a poem. I'm a huge fan of James Bond. It's a poem from the movie Skyfall, Lord Tennyson. And I'd like to share it with you. See if you identify yourselves in that. Quote, "We are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven. That which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate the last 10 years, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield." And I think under the able leadership of the Director General of the MRA, with all the capacity building that he's doing, I am sure that the MRA Customs, the men and women in uniform, will once again be that strength that moves earth and heaven. This is what we need. And I think the MRA over the next 10 years or even earlier, we need to double domestic revenue mobilization. Our role as a government is to create jobs and drive inclusive growth. I want to repeat that again. This is our main role as a government. And everything that we do is in that direction for our countrymen and our countrywomen. And that is all we do. That is what we live. That is what we breathe. That's my life dedicated to it. And but we cannot do it alone. The Prime Minister cannot do it alone. The government cannot do it alone. None of us here cannot do it alone. We need to cut out any noise. We need to find meaning with noise. There's so much noise around us. We need to stay focused. We need to focus on our Mission 2026 as a united Team Mauritius in one direction, the year of the economy. And this is why, brothers and sisters, I always do that, and I'll do it again. Let's make a pledge. And that pledge is to convert pledges into implementation, is to convert promises into progress. My dear citizens, let's reform, perform, transform for jobs and inclusion. With that, very good morning, and thank you very much.